Hello and welcome to the first week of April, and that means I am switching the family's clothes into springtime clothing. I have a family of 7, and I take this pretty serious. I want to get these done quickly, and I don't want to spend a lot of time or money fussing about children's clothing in particular. So over the years, I have developed a system. It is a spreadsheet. There are about 4 pages of it. I have everyone's name up at the top, their size, and we go through what everyone needs for the year. How many undershirts? How many pairs of underwear? Play clothing outfits, town outfits, as well as a Sunday best. We also include spring jackets, one for play, one for town, and all the outdoor gear that you might need. Woolies, which are important up here for when you don't need snow pants, but you still need a layer of wool on and you want it over your clothing because it's very damp. We wear wool pants. So whatever you may need, it is on this list, and I can print it off every year. There's one for spring and one for fall. We make sure that everyone has bathing suits. There's a little bathing suit right there I pulled out. Everything you need. As well as that, there is a list for myself and my husband, and we get one new item per category every year. And then I also have home goods that I need, such as towels, and let's see, what all do we have on there? The home goods would be different types of towels, napkins, a photo album or two, pillows, a new comforter. I try to get one or a certain amount of each one every year. It's a system that comes in. With this many people in the household, we go through things pretty quick. We live on a farm and things get used up quickly. Kids dirty up the clothes. And so we go through them and then we cycle them into rags. We do not throw them out. We really don't even donate them because they're usually so torn up and stained. We turn them into rags, and instead of using paper towels, I have just a bag of cloth rags, or we can use them in the garage when my husband's being a mechanic and things like that. So I've been doing this for a number of years, and it saves a lot of time and money. So I started this morning. I have made piles. I had all the kids bring down their clothing. I went through it, made sure it was still usable. If they needed to go up a size, I do that. So I'm in the middle of this process right there. You can see there's a few different piles for a few different sizes. Some will get packed away and go out into the barn. Others will get finished off later this afternoon and go back upstairs into the drawers. So what we have where we keep our clothing are in these big totes. There's one that's 18 months to 2T, and that is probably the largest one volume-wise. We've been given a lot of toddler clothing over the years, and I just haven't used it all up. So that one's a big one. And then there are more totes over here with there's shoes in this one, all the different shoes, and then some things in that one. I haven't checked it yet. This one I went through this morning. This was the 3T, and then here's some 2T that will get put away because my daughter is going up to 3T. And it's not hard, fast, I know sizes aren't exact, so we're not this isn't gospel here. And then we're also going to go through, we have all of our, some jackets and things that came down from the girls' closet that I will go through and make sure that everything is the appropriate size. So this is important. This is a homemaking skill that I picked up, and I am a radical homemaker. So that means I am a homemaker in resistance to capitalism. Not your traditional trad wife, although I have many of those same skills. I do it for a very different reason. And I enjoy this work, and I've been doing it for quite some time. So I have a lot of little hacks, and that's what I want to share with you. Because as late-stage capitalism continues to make our lives harder, my suggestion is that we all learn to do a little bit more outside of capitalism and to disengage with it as much as we can. And making sure that we don't have to chase down lots and lots of different types of clothing, going to different stores, buying things new. This saves us money and time. I do not want to go spend hours and days in thrift stores rifling through clothing for my kids. I don't want to buy things and realize, oh shoot, I already had that put away. Women get just lost in shopping, and it's ridiculous. And it's so sad to me that they just can't figure out, like, you really don't need all of that. It's not necessary. So this system tells me what I have, and with 7 people to keep track of, I know. I check it right off. Boom. I know that she has enough, pairs of shorts for the summer. Now, I also am very mindful of the amount of clothing that I'm buying. I am not buying every cute little outfit, every matching little outfit that I think is adorable. Nope. I'm buying exactly what they need, and that's all. Really no more. Really don't need it. So there's a saying that the Amish use. It's one to wash, one to wear, one for Sunday, one for spare. And the Amish have far better quality clothing than we do as general Americans because they make their own. So I move that up to about 2 outfits per kid for each category, except for Sunday. We do have one Sunday best. So that's why when you see me, I'm typically wearing the same thing many days in a row. I am working around my home or my farm, and I'm not really concerned if there's a stain on something. These are my work clothes. Same thing with the kids' play clothes. Like, they're going to rewear them for multiple days to save down on laundry, until they're dirty, until they're very soiled. That also means that when you see me out in town, you're going to see me in one of 2 items every single time. I am not the kind of person that runs to town every day. I leave my house with an intention, maybe once or twice a week. That's it. And I am going to be dressed for town. I will be clean, my clothes will be clean, and I will be wearing different clothing than this home outfit. Same thing with my kids. They will be wearing town clothes. This keeps our town clothes cleaner, and it also makes sure that we are not victim to classism from the middle and upper classes. And this is very crucial. I am aware of the deep, terrible classism that comes from those who have more wealth than someone of myself. My house has crumbling siding on the outside. I have, old, dirty windows that I can't clean properly because of they're crumbling the frames on the outside. My truck is rusted and came out of a junkyard. So we get judged pretty harshly by the middle class, by the bougie people who were just a little too poor for them. And I'm well aware of those arguments as I grew up in a solidly middle class home. And the people I come from are extremely judgmental to those who live in conditions such as myself. So my children are always dressed very well. My children tend, especially my eldest son, he likes to dress very dapper. He calls it like the old-fashioned days. He likes vests, and he always tucks in his shirt. He likes to wear stylish hats, and he just looks really sharp. My kids look good when they go out. I make sure of that so that we are not judged. Same thing on Sunday. You're going to see my family when we go to service wearing the same outfit for the whole season. It makes it simple. So I say to my kids, go get your Sunday best, make sure it's ready for the morning, and they know exactly what to get. Same thing with town clothes. Put your town clothes on. They know exactly what to put on. It simplifies it so easily, and we don't have all this confusion of what to wear. It's a uniform. It's easy. This helps us keep track of what we need to clothe our body. We keep it functional. I could not care less what's in style. I have no idea. Those of you who pay attention to that stuff, good for you, I guess. Couldn't possibly care less. Never have cared. And I don't have to pay attention to that, therefore I don't have to constantly be trying to keep up with some nonsense as to what women are supposed to squeeze their bodies into, or what they're supposed to put their kids in. Doesn't matter to me at all. I don't engage in capitalism in that way because that's ridiculous. Engaging in capitalism means that I'm subject to it. It tells me what to do, what I should care about, and I do not care about capitalism. And this is one way that we have been very effective in our house of just simplifying the clothing, making it done in a couple of days. We get this all sorted out. We hit the thrift stores. Anything we can't find secondhand, we then buy new from made in America. And we actually end up buying very little new. We find most of it secondhand, whether it's on eBay or secondhand shops online if we can't find it local. And one thing that I will say is my children are very involved in this process. They know how to switch their clothing somewhat. They know how to bring it down to me. My kids are very young. I have an 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1-year-old. So the older ones know how to get their clothing and they understand what we're doing. And they understand that they need to take care of their clothing because this is all they get. They will be responsible for filling up little sachets with lavender, as well as collecting cedar boughs and hanging them in their closets, just to keep things fresh and to keep any insects away. It's very important that my children learn how to take care of the things that they have so that they are not told the lie that they can always just buy more. And capitalism will just make sure that they can get whatever they want, and they're just so special and they deserve to have all the things, right? That's a problem that we were all sold, that bill of lies. And that's why we're really struggling in America with understanding, the class differences, and we've allowed oligarchies to develop, is because Americans fetishize wealth, extreme wealth, in a way that is unnecessary. But I understand we need it, we rely on it, and it's an unfair system. So I want to make sure my kids understand that, you are born into a system that is failing, so you have to take care of the things that you have so you don't have to be constantly scrambling to replace them. Always be buying things that make sense, that are well made, support local economies, and that's how we build a stronger community. And so my kids are not going to have to do all that deconstructing from capitalism like a lot of people have to do, and that's one of the reasons that we homeschool, is we really are not trying to raise future capitalists. And so this week, we are going through the clothing. That's part of their lessons, and they have some other things going on with lessons, some activities and stuff, but that's a big part of this whole week. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Even if you're not a parent or you only have 1 or 2 kids, this is a very good system to adopt. And whenever we walk into the thrift store with our list, people are like, whoa, you're really organized. And it's pretty darn easy to go through. You just keep it saved on your computer, and then you can just print it off every season. So I do this the first week of April and October, so you know what I'm doing. So happy great switching of the clothes to you.